To the doughboys fighting in the desolation of no man's land, World War I seemed to go on forever. The Second Great Battle of the Marne had stopped the Kaiser's final drive on Paris, but the Germans were still in Allied territory, even though they now were taking a tremendous battering from their foe.
I was born in 1917 on a farm in Missouri. My father was totally deaf and my mother was hard of hearing. And all of my brothers and sisters, except for one, had some hearing loss of varying degrees. Well, I went to the State School for the Deaf when I was 8, and I stayed there from September until June. During the school year, we never went home from the school, and so sometimes we were more connected to the students at the School for the Deaf, and I certainly loved my family, but I didn't see a lot of them after I went to the state school. I remember especially one teacher who really gave me a lot of special time out of class. She showed me, how to read. She showed me books in the library and really helped me and really inspired me during my life.
The Roaring Twenties, personified by the flashing feet of a line of flappers executing the Charleston. They seem to tap out the battle cry, forget your troubles and live for today.
But really, at that time, especially when I was growing up, deaf people were fairly accepted. They were people who often worked in the post office, in banks, and then a short time after, the oral method of teaching took over, and then deaf people weren't able to get a good education. I remember FDR, and while I was a student at Gallaudet, I went to the White House. My senior class went to the White House. We went to a reception, and I met Mrs. Roosevelt, and she was very tall. Oh, I loved college. It was a wonderful experience. It was the first time out of Missouri. It was beautiful. I was in Washington, D.C. It was beautiful. I was exposed to so much environment and culture, all those things, meeting other deaf people at Gallaudet. It was a wonderful experience, and I met my wife there. My wife was from
Gilberton.
So from the Silverton area here in Oregon. I fell in love with her, and we were together all through college. I think in our senior year, I felt like, well, if I don't do something, maybe I'll never see her again. And I married her in secret. The family knew, but if the college found out, we would both be expelled. Oh, it was so small, you can't even imagine. You couldn't even go into places without your hat and gloves, and women had to wear a hat and gloves and everything. It was very, very formal, very, very genteel at the time. Another thing that I decided, I was a good accountant at the time, but there was a lot of competition for jobs in Portland. And for a deaf person, if there's a hearing person and a deaf person applying for a job, the hearing person would always win. Often when I would try to understand what people were saying and I was having to lip read, and often people would say, never mind, never mind. And people often thought that, oh, this person can't hear, so they must be stupid, those kinds of things.
From the facilities of the KGW-TV newsroom, Oregon's first interpreted news for the deaf, signed by Henry Stack.
Fair weather will continue over much of Oregon today.
It's currently 37 degrees here in downtown Portland. I'm Brenda Braxton along with Hank Stack.
But KGW I feel so proud of because it's helped make life easier for deaf people all around the area. Oh, I think as early as 5, I knew that I was more attracted to males than females. But really, my sexuality, you have to understand, we express it through marriage, and but even when I was married, I felt like I was attracted to men, but I never did anything about it. And I guess I didn't realize that I had a different orientation. And after my wife passed away, I met a deaf man, and he said that he said that he was gay and sort of led me out of the closet. The amazing thing to me is that deaf people have never rejected me. I mean, after I came out, I wasn't sure, but I never felt any discrimination from deaf people. And I don't care really what hearing people think anyway, so,